Come on in, welcome to my home. Today we are trying out a recipe called garlic chicken for two. The recipe is down below in the description. We're going to see how this goes, and all the ingredients are also listed down below in the description. So I'm going to start off with, and I'm using sea salt instead of table salt. If you use table salt, you go ahead and just do however you want. I've got a good sprinkle of sea salt, and then I'm going to pepper the chicken. You can use chicken thighs, you can use chicken breast. I'm trying to find a fork. There we go. I'm just going to flip these over so that I can salt and pepper both sides of the chicken. Then, once that is done, we are going to go over to voiceover me, who's going to go over to the stove and walk you through those steps. Now, I will say that if I had really large pieces of garlic, I would cut them and everything. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lightly, break them up. Nothing severe, just for the larger pieces. All right, let's go over to voiceover me.
All right, narration me is over at the stove, ready to pour in our olive oil. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that the olive oil sort of coats the bottom of the pan so that way everything is nice and done. Then we'll jump a time lapse there. Once the olive oil is hot, we are going to throw in our garlic. And you want to move that garlic around. The goal in this sped up part is to get the garlic nice and brown. That took me about 2 to 3 minutes, but with the magic of editing, it does not take that long here. So we go through and keep the garlic moving, and it will get to its nice and soft and brown, and that's really where you want to get it to. Then, once your garlic is nice and soft and brown, it's time to take that garlic out of the pan. We're going to take this out of the pan because we don't want the garlic to go burnt. We just want the garlic to be nice and soft. And when I said brown, it doesn't have to be dark brown. The goal is to make it just a light brown because it will cook some more once you start it back into the pan, because it is going to go back into the pan. Now that the garlic is out of the pan, what we're going to do is we're going to add our chicken. Now I had my pan set at a medium high. You could put it at a medium, it will work just as well, just take a little bit longer. And you want to cook this chicken, brown it on both sides. One thing I will tell you after doing this is you want to brown it a little bit more than what I did, because I went through a different step, because you can do this with chicken thighs, chicken breasts, but it's easier to do it with those things instead of these huge chicken breasts that I had. The chicken breasts did not get as brown as I should have let them get, so go ahead and let yours get a little bit darker. We are throwing back in our garlic and adding in some wine. The wine helps deglaze the pan. Here we are going to make a nice sauce for this. We have salt, and we are putting that into chicken broth. With that, we are going to add our Dijon mustard. Now, I have done this with just regular deli-style mustard. You do whatever is your favorite kind of mustard. I have not done this with yellow mustard, so I cannot say what that would taste like. And then I am adding in flour. Now, if you want to do something like add in cornstarch, you could use cornstarch instead of flour. It will thicken it up a lot more. The one thing that I did do with this is I added in my flour just a little at a time, so that way I could stir it so that, of course, there would be no lumps, because, of course, we definitely do not want lumps in this whatsoever. So we have our flour going in a little bit more now, and we keep stirring. The chicken is cooking off to the side or behind me. So then once it's all stirred in and everything comes the easy part. I am just going to pour my sauce over top of the chicken, and then we're going to bring that up to a boil. This boil will help it tastes everything tastes so really good, and we're going to rapidly see that come up to a boil. Once you get that back up to a boil, this is where the easy part comes. If you're using chicken legs or chicken thighs, you could probably cook this on the stove top. Since I had these huge chicken legs or chicken breasts, I put it in the oven.
Alright, our chicken is out of the oven. As you can see, it is piping hot. Let me get one of these chicken breasts out. Put it onto the plate. I'm going to go ahead and slice into this. Oh, that is nice and juicy. There we go. Alright, let's give this a taste. That is so good and tender and wonderful. Now, if you make this, let me know. You can get a hold of me on most social media at CM Coleman Home. Easy recipe to do. You can do this in no time. I loved it. Well, let me know what you thought about that down in the comments. I hope I get to see you the next time you stop by.